Hi there, I am GoJesper and welcome to my little Riftbound corner. It is very much a work in progress, but I'm pretty proud of it so far. And you guys can let me know if I should maybe make a video of it sometime. But I am of course especially proud of this one, which is probably the reason why you guys have clicked on the video. If you guys just want to watch gameplay, you can skip to one of these timestamps. And also I will have the timestamps line in the YouTube video at the bottom so you can follow what's actually happening in the video. This will be sort of a best of moments trying to highlight the deck. But I'm also very heavily considering putting up the actual final match up in a full-length VOD if you guys want to see the final Irelia versus Annie matchup in its full entirety. I've found a way of dealing with the yellow card Cool of the Week in my Irelia deck, which otherwise is really weak to that card in the Protect the Queen matchup. Of course, we do play with more units now, but I wanted to go even wider, at least a little bit. Coincidentally, the best of Irelia from Lily Regionals actually have the same tech with the Desert's Call, but we have solved the card draw and deramping two different ways. That dude just wants a shout out. What is that? Can you guys hear that? I'm not sure if you could. Move the microphone up, just in case. Come on, one more time. You can't script that. I'm pretty sure you guys could hear that. That's funny. Yes, I do live in the middle of nowhere. Maybe if I actually take the microphone close to my face, you can still hear me over the rooster in the background. That is a hilarious issue. I'm from Denmark, I live in the middle of nowhere, so yes, we do have chickens. Link to my deck list for the actual matches in the description. And let me know if you want some more thoughts. Even though I'm not on the best level, I'm definitely not aiming to be a top competitor. I just wanted to prove that I can play this card game at least on a decent level, and then I can focus more on the fun, casual aspect, like POV content, having fun, good vibes on this channel. That's actually what I'm aiming for, not the competitive part, because there's definitely plenty of that already. I think I managed to say what I wanted to say, not being completely disturbed by the rooster. So let's get to the actual content and see some gameplay. It's wild. The first thing I want to highlight is the matchup against Rek'Sai, which is potentially one of my weakest matchups. I don't know the type yet. We of course do our dice rolls and we decide who starts, and I win it. So I would like to go first. I will always like to go first because I do have 2-drops and Desert's Call. One thing to note is I always have Storm Warrens as my blind battlefield. Also always as my game 1 battlefield, because it allows you to see more cards cycling more your deck. And you can always discard what you don't need in the matchup, which is easier to do in game 1, since you have more tools that you might or might not need, and you can always sideboard later. I'm of course seeing he has Void Gate, so I already have a clue on which type of Rek'Sai he is, so I end up removing Draven and the second Defiant Dance for the sake of looking for a little bit of protection, and I end up finding a pump spell and a piece of protection, so I'm very happy. We channel 2, we draw 1, tap 2, play Lonely Poro, and turn. And while I am scribbling on the notebook down in the corner, you can barely see it, but next match I have a wider angle on the phone. My opponent is channeling 3 runes because he's going second. He is tapping them and he's playing his Rek'Sai Legend. Turn. I of course untap. We start the next turn, and the reason I keep going right now is not to show you guys an entire play-by-play, because we would be here for hours, but I make a crucial mistake. So I of course go up with my Poro, I get my first point, and I then use a pump spell on guard. I also had the Defiant Stance from the start, and chose purposely not to play it because I was forgetting that the red Rek'Sai has Assault. And if I pause here for a moment, I then Charm to hopefully kill the Rek'Sai for quote-unquote free, 1 power of the Charm. But no, I forgot red Rek'Sai has Assault, so it became a trade instead. Still a decent trade, Lonely Poro and a Charm for his signature unit, but I was pretty bummed by me forgetting that in the heat of the moment. A couple rounds later, he has established himself on the board, but so have I with a lot of equipment, and Irelia is about to go online. I will put my Irelia in base, and I will put equipment on her. While I do that, I will sacrifice another power to ready her. I'm gonna double check I did it in the right order because of the new rules with the recycling of runes. And I will do Irelia things. Like, I will go in here, he's tapped out, he's got no shot. I will take the Void Gate. Of course, pay 1 on the Conqueror to ready my Irelia Legend, so I can make her ready one more time. I will then, of course, equip the boots on her. She'll become even bigger. Before I do that, actually, yeah, that's right. I got my seal, so I got value from my seal fairly quickly. But yeah, I got the boots on her, and I will be contemplating for like a little bit whether or not I want to ready her or not. But I announced that, so we're not just sitting around waiting, and I'm suddenly realizing, oh, I can ready her now and give her boots. So I'm thinking here, like the Phoenix, is that really worth it to kill? But I think I just need my points before Rek'Sai can go fast, and it ends up becoming the correct decision. My opponent then plays Call the Weak, and there are no other units, so Irelia of course dies, but is saved by Guardian Angel, exhausted, and back to base. He's then following it up with Falling Star, and I do have a Defiant Dance to save myself, pull myself out of the 6th range, but putting Falling Star on an Irelia cost 4 power, 2 from the spells and 2 from the 2 times choosing of the falling power. And because I saved her, my opponent is then just behind from here on out, and I definitely just snowball the first game out of control. Ends up being a 8-3. Just to make matters worse for my opponent, I actually do end up finding my Fizz and Desert's Call that is in the graveyard to like do my tech. It's unnecessary at this point. I wanted to showcase it here because I do actually draw it, and I have the entire tech. I have the Shielded Discord to not make any power deramp on the Fizz, and I play the Sand Soldier from the graveyard. But yeah, this game is over. We switch over to the second game and the wide angle, so you can actually see what's happening on both the boards and nothing is cut off. But yeah, I know what I'm playing against now. I know that he will very likely choose to go first, so my go in second battlefield is Sunken Temple, where you need to have a 5 might unit and can pay 1 to do a draw. You can see that my starting hand has a Adaptatron, which I am very happy about seeing. This is, of course, past sideboarding. So I will definitely keep that, but also can't decide if I want to keep the Defiant Stance or not, but I have no unit to start with, so I end up mulliganing into, which pays off big time. You'll see that in a moment. Getting a GA and a Discipline, so actually really good starting hand, although I do not have a unit on turn 1, which is unfortunate. But I can play GA, and then we can go from there. He starts, he puts his Void Hassling on the field. I do my 3 runes, and look at this top deck. That's a Desert's Call. I am now very happy. I got my 2-drop, I got my Guardian Angel, I got my Stella for drawing, and I got Adaptatron for killing his gear. Yeah, everything I want essentially in my starting hands, +1, saved by the Desert's Call. My opponent on his turn 2 is developing a seal. He is finding his Sundisk. He can immediately tap off of playing Legion, and he's going for the Conqueror, looking to find a unit perhaps. See how lucky he is, but first of all he gets to untap his seal, getting even more power, and he gets some spells to play around with, which I believe he did not choose to go for, if I remember correctly. Yes, but he instead is playing a unit from his hand, another Voidling, so he is definitely developing on the board, but he is about to meet my wrath. sounds a bit tacky to say it like that, but you know, you guys know I have the Adaptatron. He's got his gear, so he's also had a really good start, but he's tapped out. He's got some gear I can delete, so I don't know how much you're thinking, my guy. I'm just thinking a lot, I think. What are you thinking about, mate? You play Adaptatron, you give it an on guard, you go all in. I know I'm tapping out, but I'm also killing his Sundisk, I believe is my choice. It then gets to kill the gear, and it gets a buff, so it's now a 4. And I doubt he wants to necessarily trade his red Rek'Sai for my Adaptatron, even though it is starting to get a lot of value. I do predict correctly. He accelerates his Rek'Sai and goes to the other battlefields, netting him a point, but also he's only on 1 rune, which he's really annoyed by when he sees those 2 spells. Hidden Blade, a Call the Weak, both of which can kill my Irelia, so I am very happy to see those go to the bottom of the deck. He passes the turn over to me, and I draw a pump spell. It could have been any pump spell, and I would have been happy, but I was very happy that it was a Defiant Dance, because that allows me to get out of range of the potential 3 damage that he could do, having 1 rune open. So I move my Dabatron back. I mean, I already did that on the recording, but I Defiant Dance. I target, of course, my Dabatron and his Rek'Sai, making a very, very clean trade, and killing his Seal, essentially controlling both the board, having taken all his tools away, and I will snowball from here. I actually do end up protecting the Dabatron for the longest time. I even give it the GA instead of the Irelia, but he finally gets to kill it towards the end of the match, and then I just play Irelia and do Irelia things. Big shout out and thank you to Andreas for the first match. GG's. The next matchup I would like to show you guys is against an Azir, and what happens when I actually draw my tech early and kind of exactly when I want it. So I got boots on turn 1, I'm going second, and it's slightly confusing of course because he's playing Azir. But what happens now is I get my Desert's Call, and I will of course play that, and then I will start going crazy aggressive because I get my Desert's Call, I get my Seal, I get my boots, and now this Sand Soldier is gonna be big and very aggressive. So I take out his battlefield over here, and I am also doing a stack deck to get even more options to play with, and I'm ready with pump spells and tricks for when he goes in. A couple turns later, he finally manages to find an Arise and match up to my big Sand Soldier with his multiple Sand Soldiers. He actually kills it off, but I have a Stellacorn ready in base to take over the mission, and now I can just do Irelia things with the Stellacorn instead of Sand Soldier. So that is exactly what I do. I now have boots for the Stella. I can move in with the Stella to 1 battlefield and conquer, getting a buttload of draws every single time it moves, and it is definitely going to move a lot in this matchup. So first of all, I actually make it big straight away to just contest his Sand Soldier. Immediately buff it as well to ready it with the Irelia Legend. I want to control the board because I know he already committed a 1 Rise, so if I can take control, he's having a hard time getting back into this game. Move over to the battlefield, getting even more draw. Also end up putting the Guardian Angel on the Stellacorn, so it just gets bigger and bigger, and now it's a protect the Stellacorn game instead of protect the Irelia, which sometimes happens. Sometimes you can just run away with the game, having a full hand of cards because of the Stellacorn movements, and putting all your Irelia tools on the Stellacorn, just making that big instead. Moving on towards the end of this matchup, I want to show you a crazy turn. So I'm just passing now my turn to my opponent, and he starts by charming in my Stellacorn into his 2 Sand Soldiers. But I have 5 runes open. I start by pointing out the movement trigger, giving me a stack deck, which I immediately play, but he defies it off the bat. Very good idea. Limiting my options a little bit here, but I then play a Defiant Dance, which is of course a fairly big might swing. Keep calculating, I'm seeing I'm not big enough yet, so I play a Discipline on top as well, also giving me another draw but making it even bigger once again, and is now big enough to even conquer on his turn. He now needs to do desperate plays because I believe I am at 7 points now, conquering from that charm. He then plays his chosen champion Accelerated, gives it all the gear. That's like a last ditch effort. Bear in mind, my Stella is still +4, so it's a 9 already, and I do sit with a Defiant Dance in my hands. My Stellacorn is now +6 in this turn, so that is 6 plus the original 3 and the boots, making it 11 might. That is a big Stellacorn. Moving on into the second game, and this is going to be a short one because I have sideboarded in an Adaptatron and found it. I can then do a Defiant Dance, making my Adaptatron ready with the Irelia Legend and debuffing his Sand Soldier, but I am going to move in first with the Lonely Poro, because there's a -2 on that soldier now, so it's actually only 1 might left on the battlefield. I go in with my Lonely Poro, and he decides to stun 2 units to prevent me from double conquering, throwing back my Lonely Poro, but I can then just move in with my Adaptatron instead, Of course, I don't get to double Conqueror, but I do get to clean his board and start killing his gear. And I can then snowball from here if I can manage to keep it alive. Towards the end of the match, he actually manages to get my Adaptatron down by accelerating his chosen champion and just going all in. Nothing I can do there, but I still get my boots. This opens up the option of me showing another cool thing about Fizz, is that he can self-accelerate when you play him, because you can target him with a spell and just ready him off of that. Well, of course with the Irelia Legend, and I am very much thinking in advance, because I'm buffing my Fizz and debuffing his Azir, but going into the other battlefield first, because that is empty, and I do need both of them to win the match. So I go in here and conquer. Paying 1 to ready the Irelia Legend, equipping the boots, yet again readying up the Fizz, going down on runes to quite a low amount, as you can see. I'm down to what, 1 now? And with the final one, I use my charm to move away his biggest sand soldier and move my Fizz on the other side for the GGs. Going into the final matchup, something happens that I've never tried before. Roll highest. That's a 9. That's a 9, okay, you can roll again. It's because it is upside down. So you roll a 1. What?
Okay,
What is this?
Okay.
Double 9, double 1. Oh, you roll a 9, so you roll a big one again.
Come on.
Oh, okay, you get to win the dice roll.
I want to go first.
Not only are we matching dice rolls, we're also matching our first battlefield. Double Thorn Warrants. And I draw a amazing opening hand. There's a 2-drop, Lonely Poro, there's Boots, Guardian Angels, and a Defy. He is going first, he starts, and he does not find a 2-drop. That is very unfortunate for an aggro deck. So I channel my 3, I do my draw, I do my Lonely Poro, and I am even sitting on a stacked deck, which I am contemplating, should I just play it? I guess yeah, of course I do. There's no reason not to. Heart of Dark Ice, Draven, and Boots. That is a fairly easy choice, because I don't need the Heart of Dark Ice. Draven is way too early in the game to see this, so Boots it is. I pass the turn. My opponent do a stack deck himself, and there's a decent chance off of that stack deck he chose the Sneaky Deckhand that he plays straight to the battlefield. Did you just discard a Rebuke off of the Thorn Warrants against an Irelia? Interesting. And he passes the turn. I then play my boots that I actually straight away equip to my Lonely Poro, which is a rather expensive move, but it immediately puts me above gust range, and also I can now, without using a pump spell, win over the Sneaky Deckhand in the showdown. He plays a stack deck to look for solutions, and he does not find any. I then put my GA on the board and passes the turn. He accelerates his Kaiser straight up on the Thorn Wards, discards a Sneaky Deckhand, and passes the turn. I ready my Lonely Poro. Bear in mind, I do have boots on the Poro, so I can threaten the Kaiser straight away, but he of course has 3 runes open. I then play another pair of boots. I love when I get 2 boots in a match. That's why I've started putting 3 in the deck. And I now have a really big and scary Poro that I move over to fight the Kaiser. He has 3 runes open, I have 3 as well. He plays a flash, which I say nope to with a Defy. Taking out his Kaiser, and then discard my Siren, because I got 2 boots in game already, and I'm having a strong board presence. A couple turns later, he pumps up the Vi by recycling pretty much all his trash, and is making Vi big enough to fight my Poro, but I am sitting with a rune open, and is playing a Defiant Dance, which slightly puts the Poro above the Vi, and is forcing him to do the funniest play ever, from my perspective of course, because he's very frustrated. He is indeed forced to use a Rebuke on a Lonely Poro, which I'm surprisingly okay with. I'm sitting with a not so fast in my hand, But he's used a rebuke again, so that's the second rebuke. You can see them both in the trash up there. And my Irelia is sitting in base, having a good time. And two boots are ready to do Irelia things. He plays a detonate combo with the treasure trove being the first one. Readying his Darius, moving it back home, and then exploding the treasure trove for a lot of card draw. And then he passes their turn. I move up to contest his Vi. That is a very small unit right now, having just lost all the might from the recycling. He plays a stack deck. Unlikely to have found a solution, he lets go of the Vi, and I get to conquer. With my floating rune and my last purple one, I do a Ride the Wind to move Irelia to the other side, do yet another double conqueror, and move her home to safety. My opponent has conquered with Darius on one of the battlefields. He plays his Annie champion directly on the battlefield, trying to prevent me from double conquering next turn by also taking a rebuke from the trash and onto his hand. I ready Irelia, going on the first battlefield, which should be sort of free. I float a rune to equip my boots to my Irelia, and then use my Irelia legend to ready Irelia, float another one. So now I have 2 extra energy. Irelia is getting rather big at this point. With 2 boots, a guardian angel, 2 times ready, and a choose. So we are up on 7 plus 5, 12, at least for now. I then move over with my 12 might against his, so far, 8 might. Darius on 5 and Annie on 3. Darius can get +2 off of playing 2 cards though. And he has 5 runes open for plenty of interactions. But he plays rebuke. I can use a not so fast. He then attempts to hard bargain my not so fast, but I have more runes open than he does, and he can't repeat it. So I will not so fast his rebuke and win the game. Game 2, he is flipping a Arena's Greatest, which is of course really powerful when you go first. And I have my Sunken Temple for going second. We draw 4 cards, and I see an almost perfect hand once again. Desert's Call for going first round. Boots, Guardian Angel, and a Vex, which is a sideboard option. It is very powerful against spell slinging decks, so I think I end up keeping it, even though it's a rather expensive unit, but it's just really good against any. So this entire second match, I'm just speeding up like 15 times, honestly, and not cutting anything, because there's nothing really new happening. Like, Annie gets a sneaky deckhand, I get my Desert's Call, I get equip Boots again to play around the Gust that I had never seen. So I don't know why I still keep playing around it. But yeah, he comes in with a Darius. That is a rather big Darius. I lose my Sand Soldier, but I have my Boots. Now I have enough mana to set Vex or Irelia online. I choose the Vex, because that is really powerful against an Annie. Essentially, can't really do combat tricks. I mean, except out of combat, right? But that puts Vex back into my hand, and that is -1 rebuke on the Annie. I get another Desert's Call. I now have my Sand Soldier and 2 equipment, and there is a Vi over there that is small on my turn. So I go in with Boots. He does a flash. I'm like, okay, I get my Conquer. I charm back in, and the second flash I defy, so I get to remove the Vi. Now there's only a Traveling Merchant on the board. There is an empty battlefield though, so he gets the Conquer, he plays Annie, gets the rebuke back. But I am a Sand Soldier with Boots against the Traveling Merchant, and I don't need to do anything. I just retreat my units, wait for the big turn. He's puts front his Annie. He goes with a Bryn here, but switches turns. I go in just with my Sand Soldier, because there's a really small Annie, it's like 3 might, and he's forced to do the rebuke. So yeah, this is like a very fast speed up of the match. I don't even counteract the rebuke, because what I realize, if you're looking at the runes, is there are no more purple. I mean, there's 1 purple, right? But there's no more purple now. 3 runes open, Only one purple, that means no rebuke. So my Vex is now free to play. I'm floating a rune. You can see that with the 1 dice at the bottom. I'm just like doing some final calculations before I go in. Also earthquaking, shaking the table. Really easy conquer on the Annie. That part should be really easy. And GG's. My opponent is sitting with a hard bargain, but I have all my runes up.
So, Mr. Completely undefeated, didn't have high hopes for the finals. You've lost 0 games today.
Now I just beat a really nice Annie. I beat a champion Annie, and that feels really good. I'm happy. Am I gonna flash my Danish dip represent? I haven't seen much Danish representation anywhere yet. I think I set it to the camera somewhere, but it feels really good because I'm playing Irelia and it's very competitive right now in Spirit Forged. I feel like I'm gonna fall off really hard in the next set, okay, so this is like my chance. Yeah.
You get a promo longsword.
Yes, promo participation. It's nice. I mean, I've probably seen this one before, yeah.
You get the Guardian Angel Champion Stamp.
Ooh, there we go for the actual victory.
And you get the World Atlas.
I feel like I almost need sleeves on this, but already, yes.
Champion playmat.
Ooh. I got a Riftbound playmat now. I'm playing with Pokemon playmat right now, so that's really nice. Oh, do I also get the top 8 also?
Yeah.
Okay, I would love to do that, yeah, but that's so good for now. Amazing. Thank you so much for the help. Thor's been really sportsmanlike and actually helping me, even though he's the one that I just defeated and got unlucky. Yeah, exactly. He's been really sportsmanlike and giving me the stuff and holding the camera. So like, shout out to Kelsor in Denmark. I need some sleeves for some of this because I am a big collector. Oh, this is like perfect timing. I just bought perfect fit sleeves. Where are they at? Where's my backpack? My backpack's over here. Champion here is of course going into the first sleeve. Penny sleeve here, so it's double in the top loader as well. That's nice. Champion. Guardian Angel. It feels so nice to me because I play Irelia. This is like, yes, so nice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and big shout out to the Irelia chat on the official Discord with Ren, Galewinds, Armor Panda, Herd Stellarcorn, and Crows being the biggest inspirations. If you guys made it this far into the video, you are also champions. This took way longer than I expected, and the rooster has started making noise outside again. Bye bye.